All right, welcome back. Transport's working. If you missed our past episode, we are out of the founder stage. We're doing great. We're able to bring people back now, so we want to start looking at this second area. I'm gonna be spending some time here. Let's see, what do we got? Some resources to pick up. Okay, second dome is ready. We had our first Martian born. There it is. Venus D2 is the name of our child. Staying in the nursery. It's outside of the workforce. Okay, so look, average comfort 59. Service buildings are full. Medical checks, service buildings full. Shopping. So we're gonna have to provide more shopping. We have a hospital. We just may need to open up more slots because they don't have enough. Every time they're going there, nobody's available to work on them or look at them, whatever they need. Yeah, that's going to be important. And we could start preparing the second dome for colonists. How are we going to connect it? So what we're looking at here is, this looks like a good spot. We're going to connect. I personally like straight lines, so you can do it any way you want. Doesn't have to be perfect. We need our normal water tower. We need our normal oxygen. We do have a Moxie, so we won't need another Moxie because the Moxie produces enough oxygen. But what we want is to store it. In the event that there's a meteor shower, some sort of problem, each dome will have like a day or two of oxygen, power, water. Yeah, we could start setting it up. Definitely putting a farm in here. It's going to produce more food. It's going to take 6 botanists, so we have to prepare for that. Yep. Okay. Let's get our living complex. Let's put our normal diner, grocery, all that stuff. Now I'm just thinking that we always have a research lab. Get more science. Yep, here's the grocer. Infirmary, aka hospital. And the diner. These things make them happy. And I always try to fill up these one spot areas with one of these right there, because they'll help a little bit. Provide relaxation, exercise, or something. I'm going to connect these domes, so it's located in domes and passage. And just click and drag. It will connect them. It will light up. If you don't have your domes lined up, that's fine. It'll still have corners and you can have it bent. So think about it like pipes. Think about it like power. It's going to take those same lines. Right. That's filling up. That's filling up. O2's good. Oxygen being produced, the oxygen demand. That's why the Moxie, you don't need a Moxie per building unless they're so far and you can't connect them. So transport's done here. Let's go gather some metals. Machine parts, electronics, polymers. We're in a decent position.
Sector scanned.
All right. External metals. That's research. Perfect. Yeah, slowly but surely, we're just building up, building out. I'm gonna turn that off. And we usually do like a wheat, soybeans combination. Potatoes, look how much it takes. 5 souls, 2.4 water, and lowers the soil quality. This takes 2 water, 5 souls, but increases the quality. This is 1.6 water and 2 souls produces. So we need food now. So I'll do like a wheat, soybeans, because we want to get that soil quality up. That will definitely help us in the future. Passage is almost done. Yeah, they're gonna take 6 of them now. 1.6 water, 17 every 2. Soil quality will increase. And this, the hydroponic farm, 2.5 food a day. We're at 66 food. Every time new 1 food, and then maybe a cargo ship, I always bring some food until we have enough farms that are pumping out enough food. You definitely want to worry about food and being self-sufficient on Mars with food. That will lower the comfort. That will hurt them. Passage is done. Cool. Now we still have that building quarantine. I'm also going to build this ramp. I don't need them going in to get to this area. So they'll have a direct way. That's going to be important. Otherwise they go in and go all the way around. Because we're going to have stuff down there that we want them to get to. Possibly a polymer factor. Possibly a concrete extractor right next to that deposit. Alright, looking good. We got fueling up, ready to go. Send that home, because we want to bring back people. That thing goes home, comes back with people. So we have 2 moisture vaporators left. So it's producing water production 5, total demand 2.6. Those each produce 1. I could put another one there eventually. Put another one here eventually. Maybe sooner than later. And the reason why we want to do that is because we don't want to drain all our water. The moisture vaporators could keep producing water. So that's very, very valuable. Yeah, we're going to put it here. Then it'll produce 1 for this building. As you could see before earlier, the farm takes like 1.6 water, 2 water. It's just going to take water. So, and those deposits will run dry. So you want to think future moisture vaporators to help provide more water. Setting up that dome. As that stuff gets built, we could start to worry about this area. I got plenty of metals. Concrete's adding up. We're definitely going to need another run of polymers, another run of electronics, another run of machine parts, because it'll stop production. You know, it'll stop them from building something. Yeah, again, a lot of the game's going to be you just waiting around. Maybe you speed it up, maybe you don't. This is producing 1 water now. Taking a bird's eye view. Yeah, we got. I don't know if I want to put stuff in there. Let's see. Transport. It's working. It's moving. These drones are. What's next on the list? The list is basically in our heads and what we see. So we could start to scout out. Oh, waste rock. So I don't have anything here for waste rock, so I have to find a good position, because there's a few things that are going to produce waste rock here. Concrete extractor, water will produce waste rock, the rare metals will produce waste rock. We'll throw them over here. So notice when I push too far out of the working drone, it gives me a warning. So that's valuable too. You want, it'll help you see how far you're going. Drop 2 of those. I'll put them there. That will produce it, so they won't have far to go. And then the waste rock will be taken care of. Yeah, those will produce it. Waste rock. So far, so good. I usually turn all these off because they will draw colonists to it. Even though this building's quarantined, let's say you forgot to by accident, and there's job openings and there's colonists with no jobs, they're gonna come in there. So be careful of that. Right now, the disabled work slots, showing vacant work slots, showing if anybody's not working and needs looking for work. So just be aware of those things, because they will add up, and you'll be like, oh man, why is there somebody in there? And they just weren't there because they wanted to work. All right, let's set this up. It's got nowhere. Let's put some storage here. We're gonna drop a rare metals depot here. And what that will do is they'll load the rare metals onto that depot. Then the drones will load it to the nearest ship. It will travel to the other one. That's not too far. Anything inside the drone hub hexagon, it will operate. So it will bring them over there. Okay, we got a sensor tower up and running. Yeah. And moving on, just moving forward. Stuff's starting to get built in our second dome. We don't have people in it yet. Keep scanning your resources. Keep scanning everything you need. We have a traveling to Earth. And we're gonna load that up. We got 13 inside Alpha Dome 1. Remember, we started with 12. They had a baby. That one has nothing because we didn't put anybody in there yet. And we have a ship ready to go. Send them home, because we're going to start bringing people back. So there's going to be those moments where you're doing cargo runs, and then there's going to be moments where you're just basically doing people runs, colonist runs. Stone looks ready for people. We have work for them, so we could start to plan out soon that group of folks that we're gonna come to populate this thing. We're gonna have to fill the basics. The diner folks. I'm closing out these positions because when people come in, I don't want them to fill up all those spots right away. I don't want 4 people in the diner, 4 people, 5, 6 people in the infirmary. Right now, we're going to send that initial group. When we send them, we want them to fill the basic slots. And then as we start to bring more, or as they start to have more people, we open up those slots. Comfort of all colonists. We have missing building gaming. There's 2 people who need gaming, 3 people need shopping, 1 medical checks.
Sector scanned.
We're going to be bringing 8 people to work in there, or try to. A metals deposit. Excellent. That's going to be big, because you can't rely on just surface metals. We're going to need to exploit that deposit. Otherwise, we'd be flying all over the map trying to find them. Okay. 8 geologists, so we could start that process. And we need a passenger rocket, specialization, geologists. Only 2. We're gonna need more than that. The filters applied are just picking the 2 best, so early in the game you're not getting a lot of people. See, I want all the perks and I want no flaws. So what we have to do is start accepting flaws. Hypochondriac's a good one. Idiot's bad. Idiot and lazy are bad. Idiot causes malfunctions. Lazies don't work good. Melancholy's not too bad. But again, now we're talking about flaws. And they bring flaws. Sometimes they're contagious. Flaws and bad experiences will turn colonists into renegades. Renegades will wreak havoc. It's inevitable unless you use some sort of game adjustments early. Like we could have added more colonists. We could have said no renegades. We could have created like this perfect environment. But we don't have that. We're going to have issues and we're going to learn how to get through them. And that's going to be part of the playthrough. So here I'm just unlocking a bunch of the ones that I think are not horrible. I'm also looking to see how many unlock in certain positions, like 2 melancholy there. So we'll apply. We're going to take these geologists. Again, I'm not going to take geologists who are lazy and have a lot of problems. I'd rather put non-specialization people there. Non-spec will not do the best job, but at least I will have good people there. And they will prevent less renegades and less problems on Mars. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you like their program. It'll tell you what happens to them, disasters, they lose health each day, it's a bunch of different things here. So I'm unsure if it's worth having those people or just throwing in coward, chronic condition, they're gonna die soon. Well, not soon, but soon. They lose health each day. And they have to go to infirmaries a lot. Or at least the ones that will have a trait that they're hypochondriac. Randomly visits. This is an alcoholic, hypochondriac, coward. Man, it's a tough one. Nope. Yeah, I'm done. Remember, I already locked those folks. I right click over them, I lock them. So that way they'll, when I go reset the flaws, I've already picked these people. And it's not horrible. It takes 6 of them. Then I'd rather fill in the rest with non-specializations. I definitely want to grab a medic real quick, or how many medics I can get. And let's see. Flaws. I don't know. Maybe 1 medic's fine for now, but because we don't want too many flaws. So yeah, there we go. So those are the best no specializations that we have so far. And I will have to add flaws to fill up this last spot, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There's ways in the later game, to help that process. Who's better? All right, we got our 12. 6 geologists, no specialization, medics. Double check, then launch. So that group's gonna be coming in, and we just continue on our journey. Just filling up your queue, figuring out what's next, which ones are more valuable. Is there something new that came up that's more valuable than something else? That'll be normal. And you can move these up and down. So I grab general training and I'll drop the forever young in there again after. General training allows the no specialization folks to cause less issues, I guess, have less performance impact. Because if you put someone that doesn't belong there, there's a performance impact. Yep, so when they come in, I'll be able to get this going, which is important. Metals, rare metals rather. There should be plenty of place for them to live. People coming in, I can add another medic. So I'll be unlocking those spots when they get closer. This will help more people to get seen, so it should help our comfort. Oh yeah. And that's it, you know, we're just, maybe I'm gonna throw a gaming thing in there because there's a couple gamers. And then hopefully they'll come through the passage from the other place as well too to use that. So any of the gamers should be able to use that, I hope. That's it, moving forward. Takes 3 electronics, which is a pain, but you want to keep an eye on electronics because we're not making them on Mars yet. So we'd be, you know, importing them, for lack of a better term, from Earth. And that costs more money, so just be aware of that. But when you're exporting rare metals, you're making money. So then you can, you know, buy stuff. And that's it. Just moving forward. More colonists coming. They'll create more babies. Start populating Mars. Then the next group will come in and fill up this dome. Yep, and now we're moving on to the other section while we wait for those to travel. We'll really start to take a look at how I want this section to be, you know. Line these up. Where's water coming from? Where's power coming from? Which we know is right here. I'm gonna have to add more power and set up more. Let's look at where this will connect. And where I'm going to put landing pads and, you know, the connections for the domes. Okay, that's what's inside the hexagon, so we're good. Do I want these to line up? I will. Knowing me, I'm going to be deleting these and and replacing them. Yep, I like that. Now I can start connecting. Perfect. And how will these two domes connect? Everything's inside. Yep, good. We'll send this. Is there anything over here? Yep. Let's grab some metals. Holding down shift and adding more to the queue. Shift in, click in. It's gonna make the transport go fill everything up, and then when it's full you'll notice it on the bar and you can bring it on back. Okay, we got some drones waiting to be busy, but we got some ships on our way. And it's coming with 12 passengers. It's coming with, and that one's going back to Earth. You know, in the early game, if you're not memorizing what type of passengers are coming, you may want to write that down. I used to, like, you know, I got this medic's coming for this dome, because it doesn't tell you when you hover over it. It doesn't tell you what type of passengers are coming, right? So if you don't remember and you got a bunch of domes and you don't know where this group's heading and why, might take a risk landing it somewhere it's not supposed to be. But later in the game, you'll have the shuttles and they'll be able to do it. I gotta turn this off. It's not ready for that, because look, they left the grosser. So I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna find them and reassign them. Okay, you just click there It'll show you who's unemployed. It'll highlight them, and then you can assign them back to a position or somewhere else. Maybe they're just homeless. It's a young kid and they need a place to work. You can just click on them, assign them to something that needs it. Especially later in the game or middle game when you need engineers and geologists and you don't have them and they're no specialization, you may need to assign them to places. Keep looking, we keep scouting. There it is. Okay, next place here. How am I going to connect power? This looks like a good place here. Power and water can be connected through that area. Looking good. Setting up our home on Mars. Yeah, so I could start the process. Get this water extractor in place, maybe made, or just set it up so I could see what it looks like, but not build it yet. So I'm over the deposit, that's fine. It says no cable connection, that's normal. Okay, turn it off. Now I'm seeing that's what's in the hexagon. Where am I going to be running my pipes? That's why I faced it that way, to run my pipes to go to all those domes, as well as I could run the pipes downward to connect to the other dome eventually. See, I'll run that down and then run it across, and then I'll be able to connect these domes, have the water, have electricity, oxygen. That's it. It's part of the process. We could probably start running pipes. Doesn't look like it's going to get in the way. That's a huge deposit, that concrete deposit, and you don't need to put the concrete extractors directly over all of it, so I'll just put it in the middle there. That'll be fine. Yeah, we're running pipes. Let's do it. Okay, we're gonna have power, we're gonna have pipes. Even you can run these pipes in power before the dome's built, FYI. Looking good. I'm gonna run it here because I want to start building stuff in preparation. Water will go there, enter here. Yeah. And I could start to be proactive and set up other parts for that dome, like life support stuff, checking on power. I won't need to set up too much power there though. We will have to start juicing it up with wind turbines and more panels, because once we turn on those domes, it's on. Okay, how are we doing over here? I'm gonna pull some domes from here. Drones, pulling drones from here. Click on this, add some drones. We have a heavy drone load here because now I'm doing more work on this side. So eventually I'll be able to take drones from here and move them over there. We'll be okay. Ship's still coming in. Or heading home. Yeah, and here we're gonna start the process of getting our next passengers to come fill the new dome. So we still have these two no specs that filtered from before. That'll be fine. We're gonna need botanists for sure because we have a farm. And again, based on the traits and we have the flaws, only 2 came up. Now we're gonna have to unlock, or for a better term, accept flaws, so that we can fill up and get the right people. Glutton, eat double the food. How ironic, a botanist eats double the rations of food. Cowards, if they lose sanity, if something bad happens, they lose too much sanity, they turn into renegades. But we talked about this before, it's inevitable. Lots of chronic condition botanists, it is what it is. I need botanists, so we're gonna make food. They're gonna start dying off. When they die off, they make food too. Remember, we have that technology that we unlocked. And when they die, they produce a little bit of food. And then we'll get something called a Martian University later. And that will take no specialization people. And it will train them to be a certain specialization. That's going to have a lot of value later. I'm going to bring some more medics, of course. They create comfort. These medics are going to have flaws. It's all good. Now we're go ahead and pull the rest non-spec, because they can do whatever, and there's more of them always. Maybe see how many of them we can get with less flaws, right? Because remember, too many flaws, too much issues. So we're gonna need to unlock some flaws so we can fill up this ship. So whiner, lazy loner, alcoholics, chronic condition, sure, 2 more, cowards. It is what it is. You know, we're gonna have to bring these people. Yeah. And you just mix and match, try different combinations. We don't even have much of a choice, so you can just bring whoever, right? Start filling it up. They'll make babies, and you'll be able to fix them later, maybe. You know, there is some technology later that can fix, or buildings that we can choose that can fix flaws. That's it for today, folks. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.